Welcome back to another episode of Legion of Noobs. I'm one of your hosts, Albert. Alongside me are my friends, David, Leo, and Pepe. Today's topic is a movie review for Alien Covenant. Let's get started. Alright guys, this is where we say screen it, skip it, or stream online. Alright guys, on count of three. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we got David with a stream, we got Leo with a stream. I say screen it, and Pepe says streams it. Alright guys, 1 through 10. We got David with a 7, Leo with 7.5, I got a 7.5, and
7.5.
yeah, 7.5.
Pretty average.
Let's go. All right, guys. Real quick, let's say why we gave it that score. David.
So for me, I gave it that score. Probably, I mean, it's only slightly lower than you guys. I thought it was better than Prometheus. I think the plot was a little bit easier to follow. Good action, good acting mostly, and the action scenes were cool. So that's kind of why I gave it but you know, they still had some flaws in it, so that's why I didn't give it a higher score. Leo?
Give it a 7.5 because I agree with David. Acting was pretty good. I liked how they kind of dove into the mythos of, you know, the Alien franchise. We got to see some of the background before, you know, we see the first Alien movie. I liked some of the other stuff, like the xenomorphs. They were pretty cool. But again, it was some of the stuff didn't make sense, so it kind of didn't, you know, brought down the score a little. Albert?
I gave it a 7.5 because the visuals were awesome, the graphics were awesome, the actors were pretty decent, and the story kind of picked me up and then brought me down. The pace was a little off, but yeah, all in all, 7.5. Pepe?
Yeah, 7.5. It was good film, good background, good effects and everything. It made me like Prometheus more than I did because I actually understood where I was going. That's pretty much it.
All right. What about you, Leo? What did you think of the plot?
I thought the plot kind of answered a lot of questions from the original Prometheus movie, but then again, it opened up a whole lot of other questions that you're like, hopefully get answered. There's gonna be another one, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, it opens up a lot of other questions that just left me wondering, how are they gonna connect this movie to the original franchise? Because
Connected to the
because
Well, there's no time. This is before the original.
yeah, I know this is the prequel. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. How are they going to connect it? Because he's looking for the perfect creature. So is that perfect creature the first alien you see in Alien 1?
Yeah.
Or is it the queen you see in
Yeah,
Alien
because
2?
there's the queen.
There's the queen,
yeah.
yeah.
Also been tied into, and
Exactly. That's
Also,
also
like,
you would think the queen would be the perfect.
did he kill
Specimen.
all the engineers? They just lived in one little city. And
Oh, that's another
everybody-
thing. Like really, like all the engineers, they were just in this one city.
Except for the one dude that was in the other planet. Come on, there's.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're all over the place. They would
that needs to be
expanded out.
explained,
Pretty
Yeah.
nice if
Yeah.
they show like somebody come back in the next one. Like, what the fuck happened here? And then they try tracking what's going on.
Track
Yeah.
down.
All right, guys.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. This is where we're going to spoil it, and we're going to give our opinion on this. Start off with David. What do you think of the plot?
So like I mentioned, I think the plot was easier to follow than Prometheus. I think, you know, you like Pepe said, you watched Prometheus, so like sometimes you're not sure a lot of details that kind of make more sense once you watch Covenant. So that's probably why a lot of people kind of felt, you know, kind of gave Prometheus kind of bad. You know, it was overwhelmed, but it was mostly received.
Well, it's an origin movie. It's just you need a lot of backstory to it.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
they left a lot of things out.
Yeah, they left a lot of.
Albert.
Like I said earlier, the beginning was a little slow. The mid was decent, but all in all, like the ending was pretty predictable. Even though it was predictable, I was a little satisfied with it. Pepe?
The plot was good. I thought there were gonna be more on the ship than anything. I thought it was gonna be more of a copy of the original one. But they actually explored the land, which was interesting. Pretty much it. The plot was good.
All right, guys, real quick, what you think of the cast?
So I like the cast. I thought Danny McBride did really he did a good job. I think you guys agree with me
Right,
too.
yeah.
You know, he's mostly known as a comedic actor, not only but mostly, and he does.
Is most recognizable.
One thing about the cast that I thought was sort of weird is like one of the most, you know, the two most famous people in the movie. I guess the most famous actors would be James Franco and what's his name? Michael Fassbender, and you know James Franco.
Yeah.
Was used maybe like a minute of screen time. They just kill him off right at the beginning of the movie, pretty much. So I thought that was a little bit weird that one of the most famous actors was they didn't use him at all. They just had one little flashback video. What about you, Leo?
I also agree that, yeah, Danny McBride was definitely enjoyable in this. He surprised me. Like I said, we always seen him as this comedic relief character, and finally to see him some more in a serious role was really good. Who else? The girl, what's her name? She was pretty good. I enjoyed her. I guess it was pretty good seeing her like take over. I guess, you know, not imitating, but emulating what we saw in the first Alien movie with the female protagonist. Yeah, Albert.
I agree with David and Leo. Pepe?
The cast is good. They all play their supporting parts. They all knew what they're in there for. I mean, yeah, I agree with you guys too, Dan. But
I
it
could
was a switch.
have seen a couple character cuts, but I mean,
But they all had a role to play.
Yeah. All right, David. Pro and con. What did you like about the film?
Like we talked about briefly already, the special effects of the aliens and the monsters were great. I love how the engineers look. I mean, I wish I could see more of them. I enjoyed seeing kind of what David was up to, stranded on the planet for 10 years, like all his room and all the science experiments that he did. Thought that was a good, interesting thing to look at. My favorite part was that kind of very near the beginning of the movie, if not the first shot, is Guy Pearce interacting with David as soon as he's pretty much taken online, being pretty much awakened as an android, as the first of his kind, and just the interaction between them, the writing of that scene, plus the view of it, like
Even with the interaction, you can kind of tell you something off about him.
yeah, that's
Oh, yeah,
That's
was
what
off.
he was already like.
right. That's what I love about it, is the
criticism.
writing is so well
Yeah.
done. Of like you see that he's not human, but he's so close to human, and just that they're both good actors. So that was my favorite part. Some things I didn't like about it are kind of some of the plot holes. Just more, I really want the most interesting part to me of these two movies are the engineers, and they're briefly shown, and so yeah, that's kind of what I didn't enjoy about it. What about you, Leo?
My favorite part of this movie is when you see the first xenomorph or the first alien, pop out.
About the little one.
Yeah,
The little white ones?
the first one, yeah.
Face and shit?
Yeah,
That's just,
yeah.
crazy.
Like the originally, in the original one, you had the guy laying down, and it popped from the front. This one, like, started from the back. You saw the guy's back. You saw the spikes come out. You were like, "Holy shit! What the fuck? This is a whole different take."
Just like,
Yeah, she starts trying to fight it, and then the other girl just leaves her in there and runs away. What a bitch. But yeah, the thing I really liked about the movie was pretty much that was my favorite scene. But I really enjoyed like the variety of like xenomorphs, the aliens that you saw throughout the movie, especially when you saw his different experiments and different types, like that came out from all his experiments. You saw was like big head, smaller head. The other time you see the other one come out, he's like standing pretty straight and like raises his hands
The
up,
mini one?
imitating Fassbender's character. Really enjoyed that. I thought it kind of shows you how something you've seen already, like an Alien versus Predator. You remember how when the Predator gets infected, the alien looks different? And
Yeah.
how come you now in this one you kind of get to see the same thing
like
with
a
different,
mashup of it.
yeah, like different creatures get infected, how they each look differently,
They,
and how we
takes
ended
their-
up,
their-
yeah.
xenomorphs.
yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
how we ended up, to the final, I guess, form, which would be the ones we see in Alien. That was kind of the things I really enjoyed about the movie. Again, the acting was pretty good. Some of the characters I could have cared less. I think the reason could have cared less for them is because they really didn't show much of them. I know you were talking about there was a scene that they cut out, which
Yeah,
pretty much just shows them like interacting with each other, shows their personalities. It kind of, you see it, kind of pick who you connect with, who you feel, you like, and then that way when they later on when they die, spoiler alert, you kind of have more impact regarding that. But yeah, that's
All right.
Albert.
What I liked about the film was how awesome the aliens were, how awesome they looked, how gory it was. It was pretty cool. The story was a little slow, but it kept me entertained for the most part. What I hated Michael
Fassbender.
how he played two characters,
They're robots.
but I got tired of it. That would have been a lot better than having to see one Fassbender to the other, and it's like, But that's my opinion.
A different hairstylist for a while.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind
How's
of
his
stupid.
hair
but-
grow? He's an android.
How did his hair color change?
He made it.
It would have changed a lot.
Oh,
a
he
lot
dyed
of,
it?
Remember in the
I don't remember the first one to be honest.
Okay.
That well. I don't remember it that well.
But that's good to know. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was wondering the same
Yeah, I was
thing.
like,
And the
maybe
first
it's
one he
his hair
dyes his
color.
hair.
Okay, okay.
Oh,
Makes sense.
alright,
Well, my pro was my favorite part, which was towards the end when he's talking to Daniel's Michael Fender's character David. I mean Walter. He's talking to Walter. She's talking to Walter. And, and he's like, yeah, will you help me? When she was like, oh, Walter, and he turns around like, will you help me build a cabinet? And he looks at her like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's just like, David?
She realizes, yeah.
He's like, oh, fuck. That was great. It was also my con. Because, like in the beginning, and you see when they're interacting, David stabs Walter in the neck and he comes back like, whatever. So, since he has that healing ability, what happened to Walter? He's still on the island and the planet's drowned. That's one
We
of
don't
my
know. Yeah.
We don't know. That was one of the many questions
Yeah,
left unanswered.
that was one of the cons, and of course, not enough James Franklin.
Alright, Leo, what about you? What was your final thought?
Final thought. I hope for if there is another movie, they answer some of the questions that they opened up in this one.
Like,
Which
which one?
it opened at number 1, so most likely yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, because there's like, I want to see the whole them moving and then finding the perfect creature and how things turn out when they. I don't know if is he gonna allow her to wake up.
True.
Is he just gonna just test her? Yeah, he might just test her.
Anyways,
Carry on.
alright, guys. Our final thought, David.
So what I would like to see more, I'd like them to bring the franchise back to what the original Aliens movies were, which is in space.
Yeah.
They aren't in both of these movies beautiful planets and cool. And like I said, I love the mythology of the engineers, and I want to get more info about them. But like I said, there should be other engineers in other places. And
Albert.
For my final thought, I hope they, like David said, stay true to the franchise. I hope they keep the pace up.
what about you, Pepe?
My final thoughts would be, I hope they have like, remember like the original ones, they have that big robot shows movie? Have like better technology.
No,
It's the future. Once you have better gun, they can just kill them in one
Well,
shot.
that's the thing.
Well, they didn't
They
know-
can't advance it too much because they still have to make it connect to the original.
Yeah,
The-
they didn't know
No,
about
no.
it until right now.
They're already in 2009 something. They're already in advanced civilization.
Yeah, their guns were
Yeah.
kind of the guns we
They're,
have now.
yeah, they're pretty lame guns.
Alright, guys. That was our
Send it to
video. Thanks for watching. Again, hit like and subscribe. Watch our other content. David.
Don't forget to share.
Cheers.
Till next time.